What's up, Caden? How's it going?
Good, Grant. Hey. You want some chicken today?
Hey.
It's
Well, welcome
Fat
to another
Albert.
week of Brolog Podcast. I got a very important question for you, Caden.
Yes,
You
what's
ready
up,
for
brother?
this?
I am. Hit me
Have
with
you
it.
ever been on the news?
I have actually.
Have you? Oh, okay, I didn't
I
know this.
have,
Tell me
yeah.
about it.
Well, you may have known, but it was the Plano Balloon Festival that is hosted every year
Mm-hmm.
in Plano, believe it or not. There was one year
Right?
they did there was like some blow up thing with like targets and little nets that you were trying to kick a soccer ball into. Do you remember this?
Uh-huh, I do.
And I made it. And I was like the first kid to make it in. And so they gave me a box that had like new soccer balls, some like cones, some like pamphlets and other stuff. And some lady like interviewed me and they had like a big old camera. And the next day at school, someone was
Wow.
like, dude, I saw you on the news last night, like being interviewed at the Plano Festival. And I was like, what? So unless
No
that kid was
way.
lying to me and I got interviewed just by some rando, I
Yeah.
was very briefly on the news at the Plano Balloon Festival.
Are we talking CNN, the
I
Fox News, or
I don't remember.
yeah?
Yeah, I
Really?
think
I
it
just
was like one of those overtaking channels where it like changes your TV to all look at the same, like in like
oh
like sci-fi movies when a channel is taken over to show
uh-huh.
something. It's like that. So everyone saw my interview. So
Yeah.
I don't know what channel that is, but
It was a big deal. It's
super
a big deal.
important. Yeah.
Especially, yeah, I mean, we got the World Cup coming up this summer, and if that was a World Cup year, I'm sure they would have broken broadcast for some
Oh,
soccer
probably.
news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the headline? If there had to be a headline for that news story, what do you think it would have read?
Underdeveloped short kid sets the tone in soccer challenge,
Okay.
or
I like
pipsqueak,
it.
or super handsome devil.
I'm
I
sure it
go
would have said
by many titles.
mountain of a man underscore hunk of a gunk backslash wins the gold at a Plano Balloon Festival.
Sounds like you were making a password there with the underscore and backslash.
Yeah, you could tell how much I how much I know about the news. Um, well, here's the thing. Here's the deal, kid. I have some news headlines for you, some big
Yeah.
ones. It's
Oh man.
your call, your decision to tell me if they're real or fake.
Is it
So I
like you're
got a
gonna give
mixed batch
me
here.
several options and I'm just gonna like there's just one that's real or
Well, I can't tell you. I can't tell you how many are real and how many are fake. I have about 5 or 6 of them. I'm just
oh
gonna
okay,
rattle
so
them
it could
off.
be it's not like there's specifically one, it's like there could be a mix or none or something like that.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
want to give you any clues. You're just based off
I
the
got it.
headline.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta tell me, do you
I'll
think it could be real or is
get
it
my pen
just
ready.
just fake? Yes, sir. All right, first one. The headline reads, "Man sues himself, wins.
Okay.
Real or fake?"
We're doing one at a time.
One at a time, brother. One at a
Oh,
time.
that one's real for sure.
It's not, but it is
No.
made up. That one's made up.
Dang it.
Although I feel like honestly that would
I
exist
believe that.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone would just sue themselves. Like maybe I'm picturing someone with multiple personality disorder suing another
It's like,
personality.
who's that guy?
Yeah, it's like they don't do the dishes. They're such a slob, and it's caused me so much emotional damage. I don't know, something like that.
That reminds me of the episode of Psych where that guy has multiple personalities, and like one of his personalities is a female that like readjusts the furniture and like puts on
Uh-huh.
perfume. So every time he switches back, it's like every time I like come back to, like I smell like perfume and all of my furniture has been changed. So I think I have like a
Yeah.
secret girlfriend that like drugs me or something.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
a
that
weird
episode.
episode.
That episode was trippy. Psych just
Yeah.
does that to you. Like for
Yeah.
any fans of Psych out there, first of all, terrific show. Definitely give it a watch. But like there's just a vibe of silliness and goofiness. And it's a crime show, so there's that element too. But
Yeah.
every now and then they'll put in an episode that just is kind of wild to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just they totally switch up the overall, I don't know,
Yeah. There
overall
was one
vibe.
episode that like gave me nightmares for a while when I was younger.
Which one was
It
that?
was the like Exorcist episode with the girl who like
Oh,
jumps off the building. Yeah, scary.
yeah. I'm
Well, with
telling
that
you.
said, let's move on to the second news story headline.
Okay, second one. Florida man calls 911 to report he was out of beer.
Oh man. Well, I also want to say that's true. I'd also believe that.
Did you say the first one was true?
I
I
did.
already forgot. Second one you think is true?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yep.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Yep. A Florida
One
man
for
did
two.
indeed call 911 to report he was out of beer.
That's
Shockingly on
yeah.
brand for a Florida man.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only Florida people I know do not drink beer, actually.
Yeah. Of course,
All right.
it's mom you're referring to, right?
What? Okay. All right. You're 1 for 2. Here's the next one.
Okay.
Scientists discover that cows have regional accents.
Oh my gosh. I listened to a podcast last semester about this guy who like tracks wolves' howls and basically the same concept. So I want to say yes, but I'm gonna say no on this one.
You're saying no. Well, you should have followed your gut. That one
Dang
was
it.
true. That one, yeah.
I feel like
Researchers
a
in the
fool.
UK genuinely found evidence that cows develop subtle vocal variations based on their herd, similar to regional accents. So,
It's so funny. Some of the cows are
yeah,
like, "What in the heck is that guy saying?" And they're like, "We're speaking the same language, man."
I know. You got the redneck cows in Texas are saying moo, and then you got the British ones.
What do they say, Greg?
I don't know. I don't know.
I was so
I can't even
excited.
begin to
Had me
picture
on
what
the
that
edge
would
of my
sound
seat.
like. Moo. Moo.
Oh my.
All right. Ooh,
Appreciate
getting
the
1 for
effort.
3. All right, comeback time. Here's
Right.
the fourth one. Headline says, New Jersey town officially bans the word moist from all public signage.
False.
Really? New Jersey? You don't think New Jersey has it in them?
I feel like that's a freedom of speech thing. I could be wrong. Not very politically engaged.
Not very patilicky and jagged.
Well
You know what I'm saying?
said. Oh, Brant
All
Jerd.
right, correct. That one was false.
Okay,
That
2
one
for
was
4
false.
should be 3 for 4.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me.
Give me the Wendy's 4 for 4.
Hit me, baby,
Here we
one
go.
more time.
Next one. Japan introduces rent-a-friend service for people who need somebody to blame.
For someone to blame?
Someone to blame. Genius, actually.
That's such a... Oh, man. I feel like a rent-a-friend seems like a very... Like, I could totally see that becoming a thing. But
Yeah,
for someone to blame specifically, that feels so
If you could build
dubious.
a bear, you could rent a friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, soon we'll be building friends and renting bears, though. So it'll be...
Gosh, man.
I'm going to say... That's a tough one. I'm going to say false.
False.
And dip
Check my
below the
notes here.
50% mark.
Check my notes here. Oof. Yep, you're correct. That one was made up.
Ooh. So 3
That
for
was
5.
made up.
All right. So I'll be at 50%. If you said there's one more, there were 6.
I do have one more.
Okay, so I could end at 50 or above 50.
Yeah, that's respectable.
I'm gonna put all my marbles in.
Okay, last one. So IKEA getting in the hotel business. Is that real or fake?
Is it like a chain, or is there like a one singular location?
I don't read the news. I don't know.
I should have kept track of how many have been true and how many have been false.
You think that would help you?
I'm gonna say true.
Correct.
Yes. 4 for 6. So that means
Let's go.
if I remember last episode well, it means I know headlines, the accuracy and truthfulness of headlines better than you and Austin know Kendall and Audrey.
I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that.
Wow. I knew it all along.
Yeah, so IKEA did open up a fully shoppable hotel called Hotel IKEA. 2 L's on the hotel. It's in Sweden,
Okay.
and guests can buy everything in their room if they so choose.
How would a cow in Sweden produce the name of that, or pronounce the name of that hotel?
Sweden? Moo, guys, we are mooing together. Everybody moo now.
Where are we mooing to?
Oh man. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I just pictured like in India, if a cow is in the middle of the road, like their cows are sacred, right? And for
Yeah.
some people in India, cows are just like, we rule the world here. but
Yeah.
but if a cow gets stuck in the road in Sweden, he'd be like, guys, just give me a minute. I need to be crossing the street. Yeah, happy family.
Oh, wow, you guys are so smart.
You guys are so smart. There is literally a big cliff here. I do not want to be falling. So anyway,
Oh, man.
Swedish
Well, I hope
cows.
there's
I hope,
more. Yeah, I hope there's more cow headlines on the news soon. It is
yeah,
so funny to see, like, yeah, news headlines and what they can get away with nowadays, or what
yeah,
they can consider news. Like literally,
yeah.
just
That is
a
true.
Florida man calling 911 for a beer. Like, oh, that's newsworthy. Let's make a whole story out of it. Let's
Yeah,
help pay his salary by telling that story.
for real. It got my attention. I would for sure open that up. And with
Yeah.
all the not so fun news to read these days, that would get my click. I did have a tiebreaker headline.
Okay.
If you went 3 for 3, do you want to hear it?
Or 3 for 6.
3 for 6, yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
I'll tell you.
Thank you.
This one to the bonus headline is City Council votes to make eye contact on public transit officially illegal.
It's
True
true.
or false? It
And I
is.
bet it's in an Asian country.
It is not true, actually. I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I didn't. I didn't actually. I didn't record in my notes if that one was true or not, so I forgot. But it
So
is.
how do you know?
It
There's no.
is. It is fake. It's fake. But dude, I mean, they wouldn't even have to make that a law. People already treat it like it's illegal. Riding the
Yeah.
train into work,
Have you
you make
ever
eye contact
seen?
with the person. That's like, yeah, that's bad
Have you ever
news.
seen the Airpo? Have you ever seen the
Have I ever
Airpo, or do I just be seeing the Airpo by myself? No. Have you ever seen the AirPods Pro commercial? Where it's
I
like a
don't think
girl
so.
on the subway or on some public transportation, and it's emphasizing the noise cancellation, and it's like symphony music playing, and it like pans
No.
out, and she's like ripping cheeks every time the music gets louder, and then it's
Really?
really just like AirPods Pro, like the noise cancellation is so good you'll forget that not everyone can hear it. So everyone around her is like, "Whoa, my gosh!" And she's like, "All right, here comes the symphony, like here comes the bass, here comes the timpani." She's just like letting her
Yeah.
rip, but she really just has headphones, and it's not the music on the subway.
Dang. Dang. She must have been playing with Beyblades when she was a kid because she thinks she could just let
Well
it rip
said.
anywhere.
Well said.
Dang. Man, speaking of letting it rip, play the
Roll
music.
music.
And welcome back.
Thank you,
Pew,
Grant,
pew, pew.
for welcoming me back after having missed last episode. Missed you guys.
We missed you
Just
too,
chatting
man.
with you, but it was
Yeah.
fun to listen to it just as a listener that time, not participating. Shout out to Austin, who is not here and hosting a plethora of family at his home right now.
Yeah. He's playing host this week. And I'm sure many of you, as soon as you realize that his voice was not on this episode, probably just turned it off anyway. So for those of you that are still
Which is
on,
understandable.
we respect that. And yeah, how was it listening from just a listener's perspective? Do you feel like this is just a waste of time?
Yeah, I was listening to it. I was like, who are these guys? Like, why does
Yeah,
anyone?
just
No, I actually thought
so.
it was very entertaining. I feel like the flow of I've listened to all of our episodes. I feel like the flow of the episode was still pretty on par with what we normally do. And I felt like it was quite enjoyable. So I was like,
Good.
hopefully it's just the same when I'm on. Like just the
Oh,
same
dude,
level of
even
fun.
better,
Oh, stop it. You flatter me.
even gooder.
Grant,
Yeah,
I feel
dude,
so flattered right now.
you should
You
be,
gotta stop that flattery, okay?
dude. Well, yeah, good to have you back, Austin.
Thank you, thank
Best of
you.
luck with your hosting responsibilities. Before we get kind of to our main topic this week, we are going to do a continuation of some missionary moments, missionary memories, but uh, kind of shift the focus of what was more like silly, I guess you could say, to maybe some more serious things. Talk about kind of some of the, I don't know, some of the spiritual aspects, I guess. And
Yeah.
but we'll get before we get there, to stay true to the heart and soul of the podcast. That is our weekly entertainment segment. I know you had something, so I'll
And
kick it.
a weekly recap. I do have one story to
Weekly recap.
share.
Okay,
Yeah.
you go in whichever order you feel like. Then
Okay, well, I'll do. Do you have much to share from your weekly recap? I know you said
I
this
mean,
week
just a
went by
couple
pretty
things.
quick.
Yeah, you can run away
Okay.
with it.
I'll do entertainment of the week first. Fly Love by Jamie Foxx from the movie Rio. Easily the most buttery smooth, gorgeous tune I've
Wait,
ever heard. Allow me to whistle it for you. It opens. And thank you to anyone who
my
endured that
gosh.
whole whistling.
Sorry, I'm just melting over
Whistling. Oh,
here.
but it's so good. And then it's Jamie Foxx who's singing,
Yeah,
and oh, it's so good.
dude can whistle.
It'll probably be on my like top 5 listen to songs for this year's recap. I've been listening to it nonstop the past couple of weeks.
So random, but I respect that big time.
Yeah, it was Matt Baker, cousin Matt Baker, who showed it to me recently, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this song. And
Did
yeah,
it make you want to fly away to Rio?
it did. Yeah, I every time I'm whistling it, close the eyes, picture I'm a blue little bird who's flightless at the moment, but there's hope that I'll have
Yeah.
flight. Yeah, you
You
get
can
it.
actually fly.
You can
Kids,
do it.
go up on your roof. Find the tallest building and fly. Or
Hey,
Key and Peele
turns out I did
anecdote
not
there.
understand the definition of actually.
Or literally. Nice.
Yeah, that's a good
So I'll
one.
give it a
Should
listen.
give it a listen. Oh, thank you. All right, what was your entertainment of the week? Were you entertained this week, Grant?
You could say I was. I think 2 or 3 years ago, I don't remember exactly. Amazon Prime came out with a show called Jury Duty.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, amazing show. For those of you who haven't seen it, the premise of the show is there is there's a case, there's a jury, there's a judge, but none of it is real except for one guy who thinks that the whole thing is real.
Mm,
So he's surrounded by all these actors and he's put into this situation where he responded to an ad on Craigslist or something to um the ad was like a documentary crew is going to follow a jury to see what life is like as a juror. So, like out of all the applicants, this show chose this guy. His name is Ronald Gladden. And yeah, just super funny.
yeah,
Like he's put in these very uncomfortable, like very awkward
yeah,
situations, and he just handles it like a pro. Like everyone on the documentary crew team like internally refers to him as the hero because they were hoping that they found a guy that's got a good heart, is going to like try to do the right thing when he's pressured with just these uh like social situations. And
yeah.
what am I trying to say? I don't know, but he crushes it. I won't spoil it because I seriously recommend that you guys
It's
check it out if
worth
you
the
haven't.
watch.
Yeah, really, you just root for the guy, and you'll have a lot of laughs. You'll have a lot of like, they do a phenomenal job making it all seem very real.
Mm.
James Marsden is on it. He's like, I mean, he's like a very well-known actor, and
He was
the
also
whole
in the show Paradise, which Austin just recommended.
he is,
Yeah.
yeah, very different acting
Yes.
for those two roles, very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fun. We were watching it because season 2 is coming out, or maybe it already came out, but um, yeah. So just trying to refresh your memory. So if you like that, season 2 is about, it's like the same idea where like only one person doesn't know that it's fake, but the situation is, rather than being on jury duty, is it's a company retreat. And anyway, not much I can
Yeah.
add there. I haven't seen all of it yet, but love it. Jury duty is awesome. So
Yeah. That's a good one.
it's on Amazon Prime.
Did
You want
the
to check it
company
out.
retreat one? I heard about it. Is it already out? Did they already put episodes out, or is it just about to come out?
They did. I think I just said I didn't watch it. That's not true. I
Okay.
watched the first 3 episodes.
Okay.
Again, and I don't know. Man, you
That's
put me on the spot. I say
Wait, that
anything.
is so funny. Wait, quick story. Actually, I'll save the story, but there's a funny story of something exactly like that happened.
Yeah. I just got nervous for no reason. But Amanda and I watched the first 3 episodes, and it's one of
Okay.
those like they release part of the season, and the
Yeah.
next couple weeks they'll release the rest. But
Okay.
uh, so far I don't love it as much as the first season, but there's some pretty funny moments,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Okay. Well, I can go ahead and share my weekly recap if
Yeah, dude,
that's all
tell
right
me about it.
for perfect. So I missed last episode. My brother-in-law got in a pretty serious accident. So we've been helping out a lot with them the past week or so. And um last week I picked up on Friday after that, or once the accident happened, I picked up the kids and got to spend the day with the kids. I was going to share a story. Oh, that made my entertainment for last week. We ended up watching Zootopia 2 that day to kind of keep their minds busy.
Mm,
That was a good movie. If you're into Zootopia, which
yeah.
how can you not be, you know?
I love zoos. I love
Yeah.
zoos. I love toes, and I love Pias. Sopa Pias.
Not sure. There it is. That makes sense. But yeah, that was going to be my entertainment of the week for last week. And
Okay.
then he got discharged on Tuesday night, which was
Wow.
awesome.
That is awesome.
And then he's going to get a couple more surgeries this week. But on Thursday night, so Kalisha is the president of my sister-in-law. She's the president of I think it's like a recreational therapy organization here in Utah that like decides on some of the legislature, and they like are kind of like the pioneers for a lot of the country, since Utah is the state that has the oldest recreational therapy. I don't remember all like the official terminology she used, but it's a very cool organization, and they had a conference that she's been planning for like 10 months on Thursday and Friday, and everyone, including Jace, my brother-in-law, were like very much encouraging her to go, since this is going to be the only thing she'll be able to do for herself over the next few months, with Jace having a long recovery ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
So she went, which meant on Thursday night, we came and we stayed overnight with Jace and woke up like every 2.5 or so hours to help him get to the bathroom, make sure he got his meds. And yeah, just taking care of him. And then Tira worked Friday, and I got to spend the whole day with him, which was so fun because he, again, in a lot of pain and a lot of like, he's not super mobile right now.
Mm-hmm.
He has
Yeah.
like the best attitude. Like he's still joking around and like super fun to be with, which is a lot of fun. But so Thursday night I didn't get much sleep, obviously, because we were up throughout the night.
Right.
And this is a funny story, just so no one's feeling like, yeah, just so you guys know, it's got a good funny story by the end. We got
Wipe those tears away right now.
yeah, everyone hold it together, guys. Um, Jace got calls from the doctor's office at few in the morning, and he had some leakage from his ankle, which is broken pretty badly. And it's been wrapped up since last Friday, but it's been leaking a lot as of Thursday night when we were there. And we waited until the morning to do anything. But basically, we had to take him in. They called, so they were able to get him in to clean it and rewrap it. And so I took him in because everyone else was gone. Like Kalisha was out of town just for that day. Tira was working, and I was the one staying with him all day. So I took him to the hospital, and that morning I didn't want to like inconvenience anyone. Kalisha's mom was there taking care of the kids. So I didn't have breakfast and I didn't have lunch, and I had like no sleep, and I didn't have a dinner the night before either because I was just quick to get over after watching the BYU game, actually. um,
Yeah. So sad.
and so I had no food in my system. I didn't drink like any water that morning, and I do not function well on little sleep. So I don't know how parents do it, honestly. But
Yeah.
so I took him to the I took him to the clinic to get it rewrapped. And at this point, it's probably 1:30 p.m. So we had been up. I mean, he got up at like 7 in the morning officially for the day.
Mm.
Um, they unwrapped it, and his ankle is like pretty gnarly, like pretty, like he hasn't seen any pictures. He doesn't want to see it. He gets queasy pretty easily. And
Yeah.
I was standing there and like took some pictures for his wife to see later.
Ooh, feet pics.
And yeah, it was,
Dated.
yeah, it was, uh, but yeah, I was not getting queasy or anything. I was like chilling just because I wasn't the one who had to deal with it. I was like, wow, that's gnarly. I was like fanning him because it was pretty hot in the room, like not good ventilation. And then they were there were two people in there, like the nurse and her help, her assistant. So one was lifting his leg, and the other one started wrapping and cleaning it. And Jace was like, "You don't have to fan me. Like I'm not doing like too hot right now or anything." So I sat down in Jace's wheelchair just next to the bed, and I was holding the phone that had Kalisha on the phone just so she could be updated, even though she wasn't there. And I was sitting on the wheelchair, probably 2 feet from the bed that he was on the table. And all of a sudden, like everything hit me at once. Like, wow, I have nothing in my system. I was like, I'm so aggressively hungry and thirsty. And then I realized how hot it was in the room. I was like, it's so hot in this room. And then my vision started tunneling, and I was like, oh man, what is like? I was like trying to blink out of it, and then next thing I knew, I would. The assistant was waking me up. She's like, "Hey, buddy, like you passed out," and I was like, "Oh, sorry." So while they were, I was there to help Jace, like take Jace, who's in like critical care right now. And I was like, not even from looking at it getting queasy, just like for some reason was stupid and malnourished myself and sitting on his wheelchair. I fell out of the wheelchair and they were both holding Jace's leg and wrapping it at that time.
Yeah.
And they said they could tell for sure and hear that I hit my head on the floor or on the bed as I fell down
Uh,
from the chair, but they like couldn't drop Jace's leg, so they were trying to call someone in. But by the time someone got in there, they said I'd probably been like sitting there unconscious for about like a minute or two, like 2-ish minutes, just me unconscious while Jace is like trying to keep together since he's in a lot of pain too.
yeah, you guys are
and
just going
I
through it.
and I honestly, all I remember was when I got woken up, I was like, I feel like I was having a really good dream. But when she woke me up, I obviously had not seen the room from that angle. So I was like, where the heck am I? I was so disoriented. It felt
This isn't
like
a Taco Bell.
yeah,
What the
it
heck?
felt like I had woken up in like a dystopian society, like they had drugged me and I woke up and there was like a whole new life and I was like, where am I? Like, in the
Yeah.
Maze Runner when they like you go unconscious, they raise you up from the little elevator thing and then you wake up in the
Mhm.
little like civilization. That's what it felt like. I was
That's
like,
what it felt
could
like.
not figure out which way I was oriented, which way I was up and down.
Jeez, dude.
Um, and then yeah, they got me some like water and snacks and a juice, and I was all good. But luckily, Tira was working in the same building. It was the outpatient center, so she
Uh,
came up and like put her hand on my shoulder, and I was like soaked in sweat. I was like sweating profusely because I was like so hot and like pale. And she touched me. She
yeah.
was like, "Oh my gosh, you're like so wet," but it was just so funny to me. I've never passed out, so it was like the weirdest experience, and I was there to take
Dude.
care of someone else who was going through it. So that also in my mind was just super funny. And I was like, I don't know whether to feel embarrassed or embarrassed that I don't feel
Oh,
embarrassed, or I'm not sure what to feel
no.
right now.
No. It was like Chase was probably thinking, Kane, you really didn't have to do that to make me
Yeah.
feel better, but you're a homie.
I know. It was
You know?
so funny. Once Tira came in, we were joking. Once I was like kind of back to it, we were like, yeah, Caden, he just doesn't get enough attention at home. He just wanted so much attention. Like Jace has been getting a lot the past week.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's horrible.
It was so yeah, I
Did
have a
you
nice
get
little
yourself
oh god.
oh, you're gonna say you have a nice welt on your head? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, I have a nice little bump that's a little sensitive.
Little goose
It's
egg?
like yeah, it's nothing too serious. Again, I thought the situation was more comical than anything. But it was funny hearing Jace after. He said all they could hear, since they were like supporting Jace's leg and wrapping it, was just my head hit the floor. And they just like couldn't get to me for like 2 minutes. So I was just hanging out. And
Just
then then I
sprawled out on the floor.
proceeded to drive Jace home and was totally
Good.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally okay right after I got some like food and nourishment. The other
Yeah.
funny thing was only somehow one of my shoes fell off, but not the other one. So when Tierra came in, I had one shoe next to me. It's
In
like
the
sitting
world.
up against the wall. I was wearing jandals, to be fair.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
wasn't wearing like real shoes, but one shoe was like halfway across the room and the other shoe was still on my foot.
Looks like you were trying to fight it as you fell down. You kicked your
I
shoe,
guess so.
knocked out
Yeah,
one of the
fight it with my
eggs.
head.
Just people passing out left and right.
So yeah,
Dang.
that was my my funniest story from the weekend. Yeah, it was.
Dude, had you fainted before, or was that your first
I had
time?
never fainted. So again, when I woke up, I was so confused. Like Jace talking to him
Yeah.
after, he said he's like fainted in a number of medical situations. I know Austin gets super queasy with needles and he's passed out before.
When?
Um,
Sorry, to clear my
and I
throat.
know Audrey has passed out before and has bitter feelings towards Kendall having her like blow on the mac and cheese so it didn't overflow in the on the pot.
Oh
Which
yeah.
yeah, we'll have to get Audrey's perspective on that at some point in Kendall's. But no, that was my first time ever passing out. So it was a very
Mm.
confusing experience, but very funny.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you could be there for Jace, and now
Yeah.
you guys both have a
I know.
story
Afterwards,
to
I was like,
share.
well, at least we have a good story now, and probably give
Yeah.
like the nurse a good story to go home to
Oh, for
or go
sure.
home with.
Uh,
Um,
minus the head trauma from fainting. I
yeah,
think
it's okay.
all in all, it's okay. I fainted once in my life, and I'm sure you know the story, but we had 6 a.m. seminary, and however old I was, um, that's not even relevant. I would shower before seminary, and you're so tired in the morning, especially when you're in high school and you're just tired all the time. But I guess
Yeah.
I just forgot where I was and what I was doing in the shower, just kind of stood there like a zombie, and I locked my knees.
Huh.
And it's like you said, like you start to get the tunnel vision and you know it's about to go down, but there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do to stop it. So I knew that I was going to faint. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh crap, I'm in the shower. So I had enough like wits about me to turn off the water. Um, and like, but that's really all I had time to do was like
Yeah. Good for
whip
you.
around, turn off the water. And then I fell out of the shower, took down the
Oh,
whole curtain and everything and fell onto the toilet, which thankfully was closed. Right. That'd be a terrible
give
like
yourself a
way to,
swirly early in the
yeah,
morning.
yeah. I make it to the next life and like, dude, what got you? Like shark
Yeah.
attack? What was it? I was like, I fainted and drowned in the toilet. That is what happened. I don't want to talk about it.
And they're like, no, come on, man, what really happened? And you're like, no, yeah, that.
Yeah, and I had forgotten to flush too.
Yeah,
And you know what
why?
happens in the
I rented a
mornings.
bear, and the true story.
Yeah. Anyway, dude, I was just grateful that no one went in there and found me sprawled out, butt
Just
naked on the floor,
yeah, that would
on
have
the
been
toilet actually.
traumatizing.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, and with that, let's
Wait. One other quick story that I was gonna share because you
okay.
said I don't know why I said that. I've actually watched the first three
Yeah, I know. I
episodes.
really don't know. I
Is
apologize.
last night um we helped put the kids to bed. And as like Reese came back out of his room, their oldest son, he's 8 years old, came back out of his room and grabbed a whole bag of like Nerds gummy clusters that they had and took it back to his room. And Tira saw him do it from the other room. We were in the living room and she was like, I totally just saw Reese come out, grab that big old bag of candy and go back to his bedroom, even though we had already put them to bed. And she was like, Jace, like, is he allowed to have that in there? And he was like, oh no, you can go get that. And so she walked in and she was like, hey, Reese, did you take the bag of like Nerds gummy clusters into your bed? And he said, no. She was like, I don't know why I asked. I saw you take it. Do you mind if I grab it from you? And he's like, oh yeah, sorry. I don't know why I said that. I get mixed up sometimes. And then she's like, oh no, it's okay, buddy. Like, I'm just going to take it out. And he's like, could you make sure you close it though? Because he had opened it. And she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, don't worry. It's okay. Like, well, you can have some more tomorrow or whatever. And he said, yeah, sorry I said that. I just get mixed up sometimes. And then she just let him get
Oh
a
no.
bit.
His heart's in the
Uh,
right place.
yeah, afterwards she was like, I guess I totally asked him like a leading question to like bait him into lying about it. But it was just so
Hearsay.
funny that he said, I don't know why I said that. I get mixed up sometimes. Just a little 8-year-old.
Between truth and
Yeah.
you
I
lie.
thought it was so funny.
Hey, well, I can speak for myself. It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
So I love it, man. It's good stuff.
That's all I
Um,
got. Did you have much to recap on?
uh, just another busy week, man. I will say we have started going running, Amanda and I.
Hmm.
Um,
Is it
the
warm again?
it's freezing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, way
Yeah,
too
that was
cold to
still
start running, realistically. But
okay.
we're out there. We're out there trying. But yeah, the bird family is allegedly going to do a half marathon in September. So we're trying to start getting ourselves in shape for that. And yeah, Amanda was kind
Hey,
enough to start training with me.
is she wanting to do too?
She wants to start running. So
Okay.
we got ourselves some running shoes. We're trying to take it seriously. We like made ourselves some chocolate chip cookie dough balls, and we can only eat them once we finish a
Oh,
run.
okay.
So
I
it's
was
like
like,
our
I feel
little
like that's the
present.
opposite of trying to get into it, but that makes more sense if it's a reward.
Yeah. We made ourselves like a ton of like pizza and stuff. We
A
just ate
carbo
it,
loading
and
before.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was the kind of the fun new thing that we started this week.
Yeah.
Um, Lily's been really cute. Just one thing about Lily is she has started being able to like say more words rather. It used to be just like two words at a time, but right now her favorite thing to do is like lose something, whether it's on purpose or not, I don't know, just so that she can say, "Where is it? I don't see it." And she'll just repeat it over and over again. So like if I go downstairs or something, she'll be like, "Dada, where is it? I don't see it." So
Oh, I
it's
love
just
that.
really cute. She's getting older, she's getting smarter, and I love it. Fun
Yeah.
time.
That's so fun.
Yeah. Um, well, as you know, last week Austin and I shared some missionary experiences. It was inevitable, right? We all three of
Yeah.
us served missions. We were going to talk about the mission at some point.
Very
We
impactful part of our lives. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So for those who don't know, we are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and it is customary for young men at the age of 18 to serve 2-year missions. They can get assigned nearly anywhere in the world. Austin and Caden went to Mexico, different missions within Mexico. Viva Mexico. And then I went to Brazil. And yeah, so just we're going to recap some things that happened on the mission for both of us that are a little bit on the more meaningful side. Last week we talked about some of the cultural stuff like crazy foods that we ate and things like
Getting
that, but
robbed.
getting robbed,
Yeah.
it's the worst, man.
I was
Freaking hate
bummed.
getting
I'm
robbed.
bummed to miss it. It was a good episode. Could have
Yeah, dude.
contributed, but
Yeah, I'm sure you
yeah,
got stuff as well, but yeah, when you're in a foreign land for a couple years,
yeah,
just it's the thing that felt most consistent on my mission was just how crazy everything was all
yeah,
the time. I was like, you kind of get numb to it after a while. You're like, oh,
yeah,
there's I saw that dog yesterday. And now it's getting eaten by a vulture. Like
yeah.
just what my mission was like, at least. Just things, I don't know. Probably a terrible example to say, but
I mean, it's
third
either
world
that or
country.
like, yeah, a bunch of like ladies breastfeeding on a very public open corner or
Hmm.
intersection. Yeah, you get a
Yeah.
lot of
Different social
random.
norms.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Well, yeah. Speaking of the culture differences, first thing we were going to talk about is the culture shock, right? Like one of the first or biggest things that kind of shocked us culturally.
Yeah.
You wanna start with that?
Man, what didn't shock me? I thought I was prepared. Like, honestly, I served in the Amazon. So in my mind, I was like, dude, I'm going to be teaching a bunch of like Amazonian people who may not speak like
Like
the
have
like
their own dialects.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm going to be rowing in a canoe and, using smoke signals. I did not know what to expect. But yeah, one of like the more obvious things that was a big shock to me was just how intense the heat was all
Yeah.
the time.
Really?
Like there's like technically a rainy season and I wouldn't even call it a dry season. It's just a less rainy season, but there's not the four like standard seasons. Just hot, humid all the time. And I would like, as soon as a plane landed in Brazil, I sweat continuously for the next 2 years of my life. And at its worst, we lived in an apartment that was just the worst it could have been positioned with how it was facing the sun and the materials it was made out of and everything. I would have to wake up once or twice in the middle of the night, take a freezing shower because we only had freezing water, just so that I could like have a minute where I was not sweating and I could hurry get back into my bed. And I would always use the covers because if I didn't, I'd just get eaten alive
Mosquitoes.
by
Yeah.
mosquitoes. So that was a big culture shock for me, just being like,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
wouldn't say I ever got used to being uncomfortable all the time, but just accepting that I was uncomfortable all the time.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Which I think is even crazier. I mean, we're from Texas, which, I mean, compared to the Amazon, obviously isn't a whole lot, but in relation to the rest of the United States, Texas is known to be very hot and Dallas very humid. So
Hmm.
that's
But
crazy that
there's
it's still
AC.
that okay, yeah, and
But
carpet. But that's
there's AC and there's
yeah.
carpet. The two things you need to cool down.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about
crazy
you?
the big difference it makes. I would say the first thing I noticed when I got there, like the very first night we stayed at the secretary's house, is they have the mayonnaise and the eggs outside of the fridge. They don't
Oh.
refrigerate those things in Mexico.
Hmm.
Um,
Gross.
so and I learned as I went along, just the level of cleanliness is so drastically different. Like I had several houses that had to be fumigated for cockroaches, and then like you would get it cleaned, and then you would watch like the people of Mexico like leave. They'd get pizza one night and then leave it like on top of the fridge or just out and about at night, or they would spill something, be like, "Oh, that's a bummer," and just like wouldn't get to it. And that I would say I feel like a lot of the families or moms specifically were better and cleaner, but at least like I don't know. I mean, you're all just a bunch of like 18, 19, 20-year-old young men. Like
Yeah.
everyone's in a very transitional period of life. And yeah, there were some slobs in Mexico that I lived with that I just like it just blew my mind that they would even consider or wouldn't consider cleaning more
Hmm. I mean, a
or
lot of them are living on their own for the first time. So this
yeah.
is, they're getting tested in a big way. They're like, why, no one's going to tell me to pick it up. Why would I pick it up? So,
Yeah, I think the worst would be getting to a new area and seeing cockroaches in the microwave. It's like, yeah, this place has not been cleaned for a while, and I will be sharing food with them, and that's just how it's gonna be.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
We saw a lot of cockroaches as well, my friend. One day we killed 30 of them. Did Mexico, you guys have the big cockroaches?
we had
The
both, but
El
the worst were the
Chupacabras?
little ones, which I had more and more of my areas. Like the houses I got fumigated were the ones that had the smaller
Little ones.
cockroaches,
Those ones are fast and
and
hard to
there's
kill, I'm
yeah,
sure.
there's a lot more of them.
Yeah.
Also, we learned the last time it got fumigated, like my last house, is that the reason they're so hard to get rid of is because they can survive off of their own feces and off of the dead body parts of the other ones.
That's not fair.
And I was like, no wonder they
Dude,
can survive
kidding me?
like radiation and everything.
What the frick, dude?
Yeah,
That is
it was
all
terrible.
right.
Luckily, there was only one area where they got into the bedroom. They were pretty good about staying in the living room or um, kitchens. Don't
Yeah.
know what it was exactly,
Yeah.
but anytime I
They're not
saw,
animals. I mean, they
yeah,
have boundaries too.
yeah, anytime I saw one of my companions eating in the bedroom, that was like a huge. I'd be like, "Get the heck out of here right
Yeah.
now!"
I'm sending your
Otherwise,
butt home.
yeah,
Dang. Well, I stand to believe that there were not cockroaches in the Garden of Eden. So I think
or
it was,
mosquitoes.
yeah, or mosquitoes.
Yeah,
Gotta say it's
the
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 fallen world.
one the one area I saw cockroaches in our bedroom. We also got bed bugs at one point, so that place was
Oof.
just destined to be
Yeah.
a
Like at the very
poor
least, if
experience.
you're leaving an area for the next set of elders, do something to clean up or like make it
Literally anything.
do literally anything.
Yeah,
My last area of my mission, I've told you this a lot of,
yeah. Go
just
ahead.
how terrible that situation was showing up to the house. They had left the windows open. So we had bats,
Yeah,
freaking
that's
bats in the
nasty.
house. We'd spend the
What
first day
sounds worse.
getting all the bat poop cleaned up, and not to mention getting the freaking bats out of there. Hands down,
That's
the
terrifying.
most scared I've been in my life.
Yeah, I don't know how
And I was
Batman
like,
does it in that
dude, I didn't
cave.
know what to do. I was swinging a broom around trying to get
Don't
them
they
out, but
carry like so many diseases too?
so many. And I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
so
I was well
nasty.
aware of that. I was like, if they bite me, I'm screwed. And that area
Or
literally was in
become a
the middle of the
vampire.
jungle.
So
That doesn't seem
50-50.
like, that doesn't seem like it's any better. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
well
want to suck your blood.
you'd avoid garlic breath, which that can sit heavy.
I
But
love garlic bread, man. I can't imagine life
well, I
without
said
it.
garlic breath.
Is
It's
that not what I
the
said?
you said garlic
I
breath.
love garlic bread. My wife does it. Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, dude. It's crazy. It's so nice. I mean, like, there's little critters here in the States as well, obviously,
Yeah.
but our pest control is a lot better situated to handle it. So grateful I don't have pets.
Well,
And
also, I'm sure it's the same in Brazil, but in Mexico, you would have like, I mean, almost all the houses were concrete. You'd have like house, vacant house lot of house broken down with like so much trash thrown in it. So I feel like even if you were clean, there was so much around you that would just bring so much there. But
yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah,
What I want to know, just a random question, was there a particular purchase that you made on your mission that just paid dividends? Like you look back, and you're like, man, buying that, adding that to my,
yeah.
to my stash or whatever was well worth it.
Um, I would probably just say in one of my first areas, a fan.
A
Buying a
fan.
fan made such a difference that to be able to study it, not be so hot or and yeah, be able to sleep at night and keep bugs off of you, although it wasn't nearly as bad as like Amazon when it comes to bugs. And there were seasons where it would get cooler. In my mission, it was a kind of a desert, so
Mhm.
there were parts of the year where it'd get nice and cool at night, where you would still want a fan. But yeah, having a fan was a game changer. Could finally sleep good at night.
Yeah.
Sleep very
It,
good, very well.
the fan was the most important thing that we had in our house, hands
Yeah,
down. Yeah. I mean, we had them break down sometimes and we would use one oscillating box fan
yeah,
for four elders. And it just, no one's going to sleep comfortably. You're going to be tossing and turning all night in your own sweat. So, first item
yeah.
on the agenda the next day is we're going to go buy a fan
Oh yeah,
if we can afford it.
every time we switched areas, I would always clean whatever fan was there if they already had a fan because there would be like dust caked on them just because
Yeah.
they
It
had
get
been there
pretty gross.
forever. And so I would clean it real like just a deep clean, take it apart, put it back together. That way it would blow
Yeah.
nice and crisp.
We had to clean them pretty frequently as well. That was kind of part of the routine. I'll say for me, like not having access to a gym or like the roads and sidewalks, if there were sidewalks, weren't really built to be run
Yeah,
on pretty comfortably.
yeah,
So it's very difficult to like maintain some sort of fitness routine. But I did have like this inspiration on the mission to buy a deck of cards and a jump rope. Jump roping, like obviously you don't need to, you can just get cardio that way. But
yeah.
um the deck of cards was amazing because what I did is I shuffled in and like each suit would represent an exercise. So diamonds would be push-ups, hearts would be jumping jacks,
Oh,
uh,
interesting.
I'd do squats, I would do calf raises, whatever like it was for the day.
Yeah,
And whatever card I drew, I would do whatever the number was, I do that many of the exercise that was,
yeah,
represented by that suit. So that made I'm telling you, yeah, it made exercise actually possible and sustainable on my mission. So I didn't come back super gordo from all the rice and beans. But
hmm.
yeah, that
That just
one.
reminds me of doing like push-ups and sit-ups. I'm looking over and seeing a cockroach come at me. That's horrifying. Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh man, good
Deck of cards though,
memories.
did you come up with that by yourself or did you like know
Hmm.
someone
This was
who
before
shared
Chat
that?
GPT, man. I guess we could. Yeah, I guess Google was still a thing. Yeah, no, it's just a random little burst of
I
inspiration I had.
wow, color me impressed.
I will.
I'm brown.
I will. Hand me the
So I like
crayons.
brown.
All right, dude. A couple more questions that I had um, for you. We meet a lot of interesting people on our missions. We meet a lot of incredible people, and our goal while
Mhm.
we're out there is to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ and to anyone and everyone that will listen to us.
Yeah.
Um, Reflecting on your mission, I'm sure just a lot of people come to your mind, but is there anyone that you want to shout out or highlight today, a particular person who you taught or interacted with that just had a profound impact on you?
Yeah. Yeah, kinda like you said, there's so many people you interact with, so many positive experiences, it's hard to think of just one. And I'm sure you can relate to this, especially in a third world country. It was super cool. There were people that we would teach or couples that weren't legally married, and we would get to be witnesses for their marriage or yeah, help them get married, which would be a big milestone for them. And that was always super cool to help unite a family in that way. And create a very good bond. And then also on the flip side, there were lots of people who had seen like a ton of terrible things in their lives or had like
Sure.
truly hard lives that like I feel like
Yeah.
you just don't see here. Um, but there was one family we taught, um, I guess well, we taught the family a little bit, but then just one of the daughters, she was the neighbor of the primary president in the ward that we were like the congregation that we attended at that time. And they were like this whole neighborhood was like an extremely like even for Mexico, an extremely poor. Like it was a family of five living in a 2 room apartment where like one room was living room, kitchen, everything, and then the bedroom was for everyone. And I like probably not even 200 square feet, like very poor even for like the area I was in. But yeah, this the primary president, she had a few kids in primary and then a couple of teenagers. And then they had a neighbor of a young girl that was like 11. Name was Jimena. And we taught her, we always struggled to get more involvement from her older sister and her mom. But she was always super willing to teach. And the primary president got permission from her neighbors, from like her neighbor to take this girl Jimena with them to church when she would come. And she was always super excited to go and like get outside of the house. And there was one time we were teaching her, and it was right before her baptism. And we invited her to pray, which we had taught her to pray previously, but she was always super shy. I mean, she was pretty young, and just didn't feel like she would do it right, quote unquote. And yeah, chatting with her, inviting her to pray, and finally getting her to commit in her prayer. She again was super hesitant, like I don't know what to say. And we're like, there's no script, like what imagine also her father, I don't think she ever knew her father. So saying act like you're talking to a father up in heaven, like there really is someone listening to you who wants to help you and bless you. Like that was kind of hard for her to grasp. So when she finally prayed in front of us again, this was just a little bit before her baptism. She like had been taught everything, loved the church. In her prayer, she just the humility of a child, man. The humility of a child really gets tugs on the heartstrings. She
Yeah, it's beautiful.
expressed um some of the most beautiful sentiment in a prayer I've ever heard. And I cried, and I am not much of a crier. Especially when yeah. Um but in her prayer she basically like expressed to Heavenly Father that her mom didn't love her, wasn't there for her,
Mm.
that she was very mean, that her sister was a bum too. And I mean, these were all things that we kind of already assumed and saw, but to hear her, who we were hoping she was still a little young enough to not realize how like bad her situation was. She just was telling God of I hope my mother will choose to love me again soon, and that me trying to come closer to God will hopefully invite her to change some things in her life. Just yeah, this little 11-year-old girl, and had no clue that she was that cognizant or that aware of her situation. And so to hear her humbly pray to God with the most intent I've ever heard of her truly just wanting an answer, like wanting help and seeing that faith, that was extremely impactful. And I feel like
Mm.
it opened my eyes to when it says humble yourself like unto a child or be like a child. Like I feel like I thought I understood that phrase beforehand, but yeah,
Yeah.
hearing her prayer, I was like, wow, there's a lot I can improve on and a lot I can learn from her humility.
Yeah. That's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
amazing, like, and hard for us especially to relate to that when
Yeah.
we had the privilege of growing up being taught about God and having, as much of an understanding as we could of who God is and what that means. It's almost like she was discovering that for the first time and you had a front row seat.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine. Um,
I think that
yeah.
was another quick comment, and then I'd love to hear your experience. I think that was one of the hardest things when I came back from my mission. I really struggled like the first night and day I was back, which I know a lot of missionaries struggle because it's just a big adjustment getting to the mission, adjusting the mission, coming back, adjusting back. Um, but yeah, it was really hard coming back because that happened in one of my last areas or in my last area and coming back and just thinking it's not fair how much different like the world of we had in growing up in Texas was. Like everything is so nice, like the roads are nice. I like getting home is safe. Like we have carpets. And I just
That's
yeah, I was starting like it's just mm, it was hard to see it as fair.
yeah,
How
that's
different
overwhelming.
worlds. Yeah, that is hard to put into words. But yeah, I'd love to hear your experience as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, first of all, thank you for sharing that. Shout out to that.
Absolutely.
Did you did you say what her name was?
Yeah, Jimena.
Jimena. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jimena. Hope you're still out there praying to God and uh, showing your faith. That's awesome. I think the example I was going to share is pretty similar. About the 1 year mark in my mission, we met a man named Giuliano. He was 22 or 23 at the time.
Okay.
And super incredibly nice, genuine person who more than anything just wanted to be friends with us. Like super for like
Yeah.
he wanted to understand why on earth would like two Americans be doing what you're doing, like here of all places.
Yeah.
So
Quick question: was there much diversity at all where you were at, or was it
we were the diversity.
okay? Okay, it was the
It was
same for
pretty
me, so I was just
homogenous.
checking. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, you don't go there unless you were born there and just grew up there and just
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Anyway, Giuliano was the man. So just like he came from a place of love and just wanting to understand us. And I think at first our discussions were a bit secondary to him, what we were saying about God and what we were teaching. Um, so I was kind of surprised when in the middle of one of our discussions, I got a glimpse into really how much faith he did have. He didn't identify with a particular religion, but he had always been fascinated in God and the idea of a God. And there's a story in the Book of Mormon that reminds me of him. It's not something that we shared with him at the time, but about a man who he had believed in a great spirit, but didn't associate that with a loving heavenly Father.
Yeah.
So when a prophet in the Book of Mormon goes to teach him about God and that the great spirit who he believed in was the same God, the thing that he said is, I would give up all of my sins to know God. Like he was so humbled and so amazed, like I have to know him and I would give up anything to accomplish that. Giuliano's words to us in one of our discussions as we were teaching about commandments and the blessings of keeping those commandments, he would say, elders, I would give up all of those blessings that you're sharing and more. I would give up all of my blessings to know God. And that was one of the first times where I felt like genuinely somebody had taught me something about the gospel of Jesus Christ that I didn't fully get. And I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
Like, okay, turn the time over to you, Giuliano. Like, teach me.
That's powerful.
Uh,
I literally just got goosebumps while you were sharing that. Might also be because it's chilly in here, but combination.
it just turn on the AC. Yeah. It astounded me.
It's
I was
beautiful.
like, have I just been focusing on the wrong thing this whole time? Like, obviously, keeping the commandments is a way to show that we love God, and it's so important. But if your why is, I don't even care about the blessings, I just want to know God. Like, you're telling me there's a God and he's loving and he knows me and he wants me to come back to him. I'm all in on that.
Yeah. Like what?
Eh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, you don't have to sell me on anything. Right. And I like, so that was so incredibly beautiful to me. And that goes into the next question. And we'll make this our last thing.
Yeah.
But I asked you to prepare, like, what is one thing you wish you had known before you left on your mission? That interaction with Giuliano and everything that ensued was exactly what I wish I had known, is that, like, I wish I knew and understood how loving God truly is. I think it's hard, especially, reading stories of the Old Testament and like you see kind of a God who's pretty scary and like punishing and that kind of thing. And I knew
Yeah.
that there was a side of God that was loving and tender and wants us to know him, right? Like ask if any of you like wisdom,
Ask and you shall
ask in
receive.
faith,
Yeah.
right? Um, so I knew that God was good, but man, did I fall short of understanding how good God was and how much like he's a good guy. He won't let a goober like me go to Brazil and anything wrong I say or anything I do genuinely affect someone not having a chance to return to him. God loves us so
Yeah.
much. He's not going to let that happen. right? I didn't go there to lead anyone astray, but
Yeah.
I'm imperfect. So I wasn't going to judge one interaction that went poorly with the person so harshly towards the end of my mission than I would have at the beginning, because I learned like God just loves that person so much that even though it didn't go well with our interaction, even if they had never had another interaction with a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints again, he would do everything in his power to bring him back or bring her back. So that's what I learned. And the last thing I'll share is towards the end of my mission, I read a book called The Shack. It's by William P. Young. If any of you
Great
haven't read
book.
it, just an
Yeah.
amazing book. It's written by a guy who believes in God. He's not a member of our church, and frankly, that doesn't matter. What I love about this story is it paints a picture of God that is like that's all about relationship. To a degree, like I said, I had never fully considered that God wants a relationship with us, and it is such a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. And I really don't have the words to talk about it or to express it eloquently in the way that I feel it. But once I had that really realization first with Giuliano, and then after reading that book, I was like, man, what a shame that it took me, 20 years of my life and even a year into a mission and then some to finally get it. Like that
Yeah.
God is just so, like he cares about us so profoundly. And like the relationship between us and him means so much more than I ever thought I did to him. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I
I still
just,
feel like I feel like I have also come to that understanding, but even understanding it to the degree that I do, I still feel like I'm still leaps and bounds from where it truly actually is. Like it's hard to convey with words, but like I'm
it
sure
is.
it's even
Yeah.
he loves us even more than we think we know. No matter at what point we get to, like it's still more than that.
Yeah.
I think, kind of to add to my some of my testimony on God's character, as I remember in high school, I was like struggling to find a balance between everything. Like I wanted to dedicate more time to basketball specifically, but in my mind, I was like, there, like basketball's so much fun and it's a good thing for so many reasons. But there are other more important things in life, and I'm trying to figure out which priorities are worth actually prioritizing. And I kind of had this conversation with mom, and mom kind of stopped me and she was like, Kaden, if you love basketball and you want to put more time into it and you feel like you can still do the other things, like God doesn't hate basketball. Like if basketball is important to you, then it's important to God. And I was like, whoa, big man upstairs likes basketball too. I was like,
Yeah.
and I think
He's
that
a
is
Mavericks fan, I heard.
some, poor guy. No, just kidding. But yeah, I feel like that was a eye opening thing that helped me kind of get to where I'm at today of like anything that's important to us is important to him tenfold and
Yeah.
for all the right reasons, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
It really is. There's
yeah,
a
yeah,
I don't know if you remember the scene in the shack where God is portrayed as a woman in this movie,
yeah,
which might be a little strange at first, but if you lean into it and like what it's trying to teach, I think it's a really beautiful thing.
yeah,
But in this scene, God is listening to this music, and the main character is like, "Oh, that's kind of got a heavy beat," and like, I don't know if the lyrics were bad per se, but it's like, should you be listening to that? I pictured you'd listen to like the Mormon Tabernacle Choir or something, or and God is just like, uh, you know, one of my children made this music, and I'm especially fond of them, and of course
yeah,
I'm going to listen to it and celebrate their gifts and their talents. And an overarching theme of the book is God saying that he's especially fond of everybody, but he
yeah.
says it in a way that you just believe it.
Oh,
And so
yeah, I've read that book and done the audiobook as well per your suggestion. And yeah, I love how the narrator says it every time they say, I'm especially fond of you. It's like, I'm especially fond of that one. Like it's
mhm.
just you can feel it. It's a good book. I would
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
recommend for those who are interested.
yeah. You totally should read it. It's like maybe where I fell short is I knew God loved us, the human race. He loved his children. But once it hit me that like he was also especially fond of me in a much deeper way than I could
Hmm.
ever dream of, just changed my life. So I'm really grateful for Giuliano. for teaching me that I had my heart open to learning something at that point in my life and at that point in my mission, because it definitely has changed the trajectory of my testimony in a very good way. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well said.
missions will do that to you.
Yeah. Absolutely, they will.
They'll make you they'll make you sweat, and they'll make you face cockroaches, and they'll make you do all sorts of hard things. But they put you in the path of God's children that you would have never otherwise had the chance to meet, and you realize we might live very different lives in terms of culture and geographically, of course, but we really are all connected through God, and He's as much their God as He is ours, and it's a beautiful thing to celebrate with people.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add to that. That was a good way
Amen,
to sum it
brother.
up.
That's all I got.
Amen. And a woman, right? Equality.
And a woman. Yes. Well, dude, thanks for opening up, being vulnerable, and sharing your testimony and sharing some
Of
of
course.
your most cherished memories with me. I really enjoyed our conversation. It's great talking to you, man.
Yeah,
I
I
know we have
love.
listeners, but just one-on-one, I love talking to you. I'm glad that we started doing this podcast so we get to catch up on what's going on in our life and get deep sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to have scheduled time to hang out, which that's what it is for us. So
It's a play date, brother.
anyone who listens to it, just
This is
yeah,
just a play date. And
yeah,
yes, our mom said we could.
yeah.
So just keep
Oh
forgetting to bring
man,
snacks.
yeah. Till next time, Austin should be back on. Should hopefully have some good stories from him. Maybe he'll share a funny text he sent to Grant and I this past week. Maybe he won't.
Shall see.
Yeah. All right. Well, till next time.
Thanks, bro, man. Have a great week, everybody. Peace.